1-star review.
Yeah,
Look how they've left it. I do have quite a bit going on behind the scenes at the minute. Definitely high pressure in terms of cash flow. We've bought another plumbing and heating company. That was Clint's business, Glaister Plumbing and Heating, which I will do a video on. Why, at that point, do you not ring me, ring Dan, ring Luke and say, I've got an issue? I tell you what, the more vans we had on the road, the more headache there'll be, yeah. Film it. Yeah. Very good. What we are looking at doing with the hire purchase of the new vans is putting bigger deposits down. So I think previously we may have put 10% and the VAT, and then we'd look at doing a £3 balloon payment at the end, and then whatever the difference is in the middle, which roughly could be 500 to 600 quid a month, and that's got your interest in there as well. We're probably going to spend the same amount monthly because the cost of the vans have gone up. I think the cost of these Ford Customs are around 28, 29 plus VAT for the new models. We need 3 of them. I did have an option of going to Renault Traffics that we've had, and to be fair, touch wood, I've not had any issues with them. They've been alright, and I could probably save a few grand, but the last couple of vans that we've had have been forward. Got a good relationship with the lad that's sorting these vans out. I think that's what we're going for. So we'll probably look at putting £7 down as a deposit, plus the VAT, and then still keep a £3 balloon payment at the end, and that should get our payments to about between £450 and £550. Again, the cost of the vans have come up, so it's similar. I did want to hold off really until the back end of this year, when the vans that I got 4 years ago, they are starting to get paid off. But we're just in a position where we are busy still for the time of year, which is great, and basically I need a couple of vans, so we're going to get on with it, get them sorted, and then we're ready. We're almost preparing for winter season. I don't want to get to winter season and I'm not ready for it, so that's why we're doing that. And it is an expensive time of year as well. Our new tax year is March, start of March, and then we pay our insurance. That's our employers and public liability insurance, which is now up to about 6.5, £7. So I paid that in March, and then shortly I'll have the insurance for the vans, and I think this will be insuring, it'll either be 12 or 13 vans, and it's about £1,000 a van, might be just over. So that's going to be another 13 to 15 grand that'll be coming out in the next 6 weeks. And what I have done in the past, I've normally split them payments over 12 months, essentially getting a loan for the insurance. But we are in a better position, so we'll be paying for the insurance for the year up front. But you combine everything from insurance, van insurance, public liability, new vans that then need wrapping, they need kitting out in the back. Got a new engineer starting next week, so there's the time of getting them. It's just an expensive time, so I have got to be careful. I've got to make sure that we're not going to kill ourselves from a cash flow point of view going into summer months. And yeah, we'll get on with it. But all being well, if all that is sorted, it just puts us in a better position come September and October. Talking of vans, we've got this van back from Lancaster. So this is Stuart's van. He's initially had, it seemed like a small issue. It's gone to Westgate Tyres. That's a company that we use in Lancaster that have been great. For one reason or another, they've not been able to sort the issue. So Stuart has done the right thing. He's tried getting it straight back into another garage, which is a Ford dealership. They're almost like a national, semi-national. They've hit us with a bill for £2,000 with a load of points to get it through its MOT, and then they've come back with an issue with the drive shaft, whether it's a sensor or a problem with it, and basically said they can't fix it. I've then said to Stuart, let's, fortunately, which we'll get on to, we've recently acquired another business that came with a van. It's an older van, but I drove up to Lancaster, give Stuart the Glaster van, and brought this back, and we're going to send it to Kev, which they already know what the issue, or they've got an idea what the issue is, and they're going to sort it for us here locally at probably half the price. Stuart, first thing he said is let's just change the new van, but it's still a 20 plate. Ideally, we want to be getting 7-8 years out of these vans. It is high mileage. It's done about 95,000 mile. But having said that, the van that's come over from the business we've just taken over has done 165,000 mile. It's in good nick anyway, and back on the road.
Yes, you?
Yes, good, thank you. Hi, Jill, it's Catherine at BHA.
Thing this morning, Zach, and I heard this woof. Zach's little dog.
Yeah, have you seen Zach? No, do you know who Zach is? Yeah.
Special.
How many, where would you say regionally, where are you the busiest, Alpha?
The Northwest is the biggest patch that Alpha have.
Is it? Okay.
Yes, it sells the most volume.
Does it? Right.
Yeah, then you go to Sheffield, then you go to Scotland, and then down south is, forgive me geography, there's sort of Brighton.
Yeah.
Not far from the office. That was always been a good patch for us.
Yeah.
And then we have little pockets of other sort of northeast is more Baxi.
Yeah.
We're doing all right in the northeast now.
How have you gone on with have you sold many of your hybrid units?
We did over 3,000 last year.
Did you?
Yeah. Are you going down that route?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. So I think we're going to surpass 350 this year, mate.
What's the bulk of that?
Worcester.
What would you do Worcester-wise last year?
200 Worcester last year.
Yeah.
And then there was a further 100 built up from you,
Ourselves.
below Baxi. But there's a lot of engineers, you look on them groups and they're slagging different manufacturers off. It might be Baxi crap, Alpha crap, just as many say Worcester crap. Yeah. But a lot of them are talking rubbish. I fit everything, and to be honest, a lot of them, if they fitted right, are all pretty much as good as each other. Absolutely. Did you go to the garage?
Oh no, he's not there. I just dropped some cash off for my car.
Oh, for yours, right. I didn't know if you were checking that van.
Oh no, he's not even in anywhere.
Is he not?
In a car.
Right, that's alright. Hopefully we'll be sorted.
Do you want me to ask him later because Bloom's dropping me a receipt off?
Is he?
Yeah.
Is it? Right, yeah, chase him up.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, what we can do, we can send that van back to Stuart.
Yeah.
And Dylan can jump in Glaster van for now.
Yeah, alright.
Cheers. Ta. In terms of vans, we've got the Glaster van, which is the old one that Stuart's in the minute, the Lancaster. There's Connor's van that's coming off the road. That's a 68 plate. That's been swapped. He's having a new van. There's Luke's van, the Peugeot. That's coming off. Yeah. He's having a new van there. So then I've got 3 vans really. Glaister, the big van, Connor's van that I need to get rid of, but I'll stick you in one of them temporarily.
Temporarily? Why? What's wrong with that other one?
It's just old. It's just a very old van. Right. So if I can sell them, I can sell them and then just get you in a fresh van, that's the plan. Yeah. We're going to we're fitting a boiler. Extra caffeine today. Me and Dylan have ended up doing an emergency boiler. Pete, one of our breakdown engineers, reactive engineers, has diagnosed a circuit board on this heat-only boiler, and the customer wants to replace the boiler but keep it as cheap as possible. So we're doing a straight swap heat-only boiler. We're pulling out a Potterton Suprema and fitting a Worcester 18RI. It's all go today. I've got me and Dylan on the heat-only. I've got Dan fitting a Megaflow, 250 litre Megaflow cylinder. Luke's fitting a combi with a vertical flue. Scott's fitting a Worcester 32 CDI conversion. It's mad how busy we are for this time of year. And I've still not got a van sorted for Dylan. I've not got sorted for 2 of the lads, never mind Dylan. So hopefully when the new vans come next week, it'll give us a bit more time and we can get organised. But at the minute, it's all go. So yeah, Dylan started with us last week and we've not broke him in easy. His first week after the bank holiday, straight into the fire, but he's been spot on. I've needed to team him up with one of our other installers, just while he's not got a van, but he's doing well. Today we're on this emergency boiler. I've got to go and do a couple of surveys this afternoon. We should have this boiler done for about 12:1ish, and I'll drop Dylan off with Dan, who is doing some work on an oil boiler and installing a 250 litre unvented cylinder. In regards to Dylan's not come from a recruitment site or YouTube or whatever. I've known Dylan since I was 8-year-old. Best friends pretty much through all school. Spent a lot of time with me. Dylan, back when I used to race motocross years ago, he was always with us. And then we've worked together, done everything together really. When he left school, I went to do my apprenticeship, and he didn't go straight into an apprenticeship. He worked for a bathroom company doing high-end bathrooms, working with, in my opinion, certainly one of the best in this area, Craig Parkinson. We ended up parting ways. He then went on to get his gas sorted, which is brilliant. Went to do his gas qualification, so he didn't just have the plumbing side. And then he's covered basically everything across the board, Dylan has. We're now 5-6 years down the line from when he used to work with us, and we've come full circle. We're going to try it again, and hopefully we can make it work, because Dylan, on a good day, he's got a spring in his step, he thinks outside the box, and he'll run rings around most people. So I'm hoping between us we can make it work. I do want to add as well, where we have had issues, that's on my side as well, because in the early days we wasn't very organised at all. I mean, some lads might think that now, but we were all over the show, from doing boilers to breakdowns after work, and nothing was just, it was all a mess. We were just literally getting through the weeks, where now it's a lot more structured. We're doing much of the same stuff, whether it's installation, service or repairs, and it works. It works like a machine really. It is a lot better. Some of the engineers I've had in the past that have left, the business wasn't right for them. I didn't have the business in a position that was right for them. It was too scattered, it was all over. Whereas now, we're in a much better place. How's pipe work? No leaks?
I've left it drained.
Thursday morning, and I feel like I've already done a day's work. Gym at 5:30, school run, nursery run, walk the dogs, and then straight into putting fires out at work. I've had a few issues this week. There's one that I'm on with now, which is a shower tray. We've ended up fitting a shower tray, which we'd never normally do. And Plum Factory have supplied a dead smart, low profile slate tray. It looks great. They've probably made loads of margin on it, but they're absolutely rubbish. We fit an unvented pressurised cylinder. It's got a big head. It's putting out 20 litres plus a minute, and it's basically, the fall in the tray itself is that small that it's working its way out of the back of the tray. I've basically got a 1600mm long tray with one fixed panel and an open end, and what we've needed to do, bearing in mind it's all been completely fitted with wallboards, tiled, everything done, to then be tested, and after about 5 minutes it starts to work its way out. So I just made the decision there and then to literally rip the tray up. So that means breaking tiles up, pulling this tray up without damaging it. It's a £1,200 tray. And I've needed to refit the tray.
Hi Ryan, just wanted to let you know, this has been running about 7 or 8 minutes now. Water gets to here pretty quickly, and then it stays there. Doesn't come forward at all. That's with that cap on, and it's still running. You can see how deep the water is over there. I can't on the video, but water's deep over here. And it's just not going past this line, where the tray must obviously just lift up slightly here. So we'll change the ball pits in the loft for a lever valve, so we've got full through, so this is the maximum flow you're ever going to get out of it. And it's not overflowing at all, but we're getting on the 10 minutes. Cheers, Paul.
But another reminder as to why I don't get involved with bathrooms. That's one thing. And then our Dan fit a Worcester High Flow 440 yesterday, and straight it's not firing up. He's had an EA fault. I've asked him to whip the gas valve out, just make sure that it's all clear, there's no crap got into the pipe work. He's put it all back. We've made a bit of an adjustment on the CO2 adjustment, and the boiler's firing up on high but not on low. So I'm just going to go over. It was like 8 o'clock last night and he's still working on this boiler. Might have been 7:30. I've said just go home and I'll sort it today.
Right, I've got us open. There's a clip that's loose there. That was not left loose. That would have been on. There's a clip there. So that's all in. But either way, see, that was just pulled up. That was not pulled up when I had it. That clip would have been on. In fact, that clip was on from the manufacturer. We've added this clip here. So that's on.
I do have quite a bit going on behind the scenes at the minute. Definitely high pressure in terms of cash flow. The business is flying. We're doing really well. But as we push on, that sucks cash out of the business. We've bought another plumbing and heating company. That was Clint's business, Glaster Plumbing and Heating. And then we bought 2 new vans, which we put higher deposits on. We've got our insurance, 12 or 13 grand. So this last month, it's big money. It is big money. So as much as you are flying, it is, like I say, sucking cash out. And I just need to be switched on with that and not getting too roped into the day-to-day, which at the minute I'm all over the show. But overall, we are busy. Boilers are up. We are, I don't know if we're might be 40 boilers up on last year so far. So if we carry on the way we're going, we'll be pushing towards the 400 mark at the end of this year, which would be brilliant. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We just keep pushing on and we keep ticking along with our home care, with our service plans, and it will all come good. Okay, so at the start of the video, I spoke about taking over another plumbing and heating company, and that is Glaister Plumbing and Heating. Not planned, but how this came about is on a Friday afternoon, Dale, who is an engineer that I used to go to college with, who used to work for BHE, trained with BHE, and then went working for Glaister. And on that point, Clint, that owns Glaister, also trained with BHE around 15 years ago, and then 10 years ago decided to go on his own and start Glaister. Built it from literally nothing, word of mouth, typical plumbing and heating business that he was initially a man in a van, and he built it up to 2-3 vans. But 10 years in, he's basically decided for his own reasons he wants to come out of the industry completely. He built a solid round of customers, super loyal. You can clearly see now, having interacted with some of these customers, they are super loyal to Clint. He's obviously worked to a very high standard, and Dale basically told me that he's ready to come off the tools and he's ready to come out of the business, the industry completely, and he's looking for somebody to take over his business, and he wanted it to go to the right person. You could clearly see when I spoke to Clint, he was like super keen on making sure the right company took over. And we were recommended by Dale, that watches our stuff on YouTube, another guy that Clint knows that watches our stuff on YouTube, and I think Clint himself has watched a few bits as well. So he had an idea of who we were, because he also, again, he used to work for BHE, and we acquired BHE around 18 months ago, 2 years. So he had a good understanding who I was, but I also wanted to meet Glaster, because I mean, to meet Clint, because I really, at this time of year, I weren't interested in taking over or spending like a decent amount of money to take over another company. I was happy to just settle, to be honest. But I said I'd have a coffee with Clint, get an understanding of Clint and his business, and then we'll see if we can work something out. And straight away, because on that point, if I'd have felt when I first met Clint that it just wasn't right, he wasn't maybe on our level, like in terms of quality and his thought towards customers, then it would have been pointless. Because if we'd have acquired this and his customers didn't want to come over to us anyway, then it'd have been just a waste of money. But initially when I spoke to Clint, my first impression was he was like super clean, house was immaculate, even his van that had done 165,000 miles, it was still clean, kept tidy, looked after. So you could clearly see that he was a quality operator, which for me was ideal. I want to add, before I decided to meet Clint, I wanted to check his Google reviews, and he had 120 or 130 5-star Google reviews. And I know how difficult it is to get them reviews. So straight away I thought he must be working at a good level to consistently get all 5-star reviews. There wasn't a single bad review. So that settled me. And then I also liked the idea that he was local. He was Bolton, a bit more towards Bury, over Astley, Manchester area, like the other side of Bolton, which was also ideal for us. So after a coffee and a chat, we came to an agreement with the business. Clint doesn't want me to talk directly about the numbers, but all I can say is it wasn't to the cost of BHE, but it was still a chunk of money that I paid in full once we got all the assets transferred. And as part of the deal, we decided we're not going to buy the shares of Glaster. I wasn't interested in that. I just wanted the assets, meaning the phone number. So with the phone number, we did a redirect to BHE. Google reviews, acquiring the map listing and getting all that transferred over. The website, although he didn't really use his website, to be fair, Clint run most of his business through WhatsApp. So we set up WhatsApp desktop on BHE. So a lot of his customers were almost trained and used to contacting Clint through WhatsApp. And yeah, his van. So we took on the van, flushy machine, ladders, and an analyzer and a few bits in the back. And that was basically what Clint had. And most importantly, we took over his database, which was Gas Engineer software. Now, he did do a lot of jobs, reactive jobs that weren't on Gas Engineer software itself. He used Gas Engineer software for all his service reminders, and he had around 500 that he was servicing each and every year. In terms of boilers, he was doing between 30 and 40 per year. So we've bolted them onto the side, obviously into our business. We've had a couple of installations in the last few weeks. And I can see this business being like a typical plumbing and heating business where it's pretty quiet during the summer months, and then September, October, this will absolutely fly. We'll start pushing Google reviews. We've already exported the database from Gas Engineer software. We've put that into an email campaign. So we're contacting all the existing customers, let them know how we've merged Glaster with BHE, and that our BHE engineers who have worked with Clint will be looking after their boilers, which is currently it's Warren. Warren knows Clint, so it's almost come full circle. And that's what we're doing, and we're already booking services in daily. So looking ahead, I'm excited for Glaster and BHE. I do believe that if I was to try and put the same money into marketing to acquire these customers as myself, I wouldn't get close to the amount of loyal customers and the work that he's done over 10 years. It wouldn't even be close. So it just expands our offering even further, and I appreciate Clint for contacting us. And whatever Clint decides to do, I wish the very best for him. And one way or another, I'll make this happen. Is it on? Can you see yourself?
Yeah.
Smile. You're going to school, you're going to nursery, and then it's school holidays.
Yeah.
And then what's Daddy going doing this morning? Picking up 2 new vans. And then what? And then what we're doing with the old vans? No, we're not doing that. What we're gonna do, Louis?
Fix them.
Fix them, yeah. So we can fix them and then sell them. And then when we sell the vans, what can we do then? We get some money.
Get some money and buy another vans.
Another vans, exactly, that's it. You've got it, pal. At school, we've now got to drop Louis off at nursery, spin the dogs around the park, and then we are into the office. A couple of hours in the office with Louise. Kat from BHE is off on holiday. Joanne doesn't work Fridays, so we've got Sue in accounts and Louise in the office. Gonna have a couple of hours with, or probably an hour with Louise, and then Mr. Paul Breverton from Skyscope is going to give me a lift picking up the vans. So we'll go over with Dan, cameraman, and Paul in this van. Me and Paul can jump in a new van each, and then we'll bring 3 vans back to Bolton after we've dropped you off. Yeah?
Did you wish you had it?
We'll get one of them for you, no problem. We'll get a big one. It's funny that I've never owned a car. I'm now 32 and I've still not owned a car yet. I've had a van since I was 17. But I have said that I'll get, my first car will be a nice car. I'm just not sure when I'll get one. Right, let's go, Louis. We are coming in, it's Friday and we've got bank holiday weekend coming up. Now I know all the team, all my staff, everyone loves bank holidays, but for me it's a pain, it's a nightmare because, and it's not because people are having time off as such, because I don't want them to have time off, that's not the case. It's how our service plans are now set up as it's got bigger and bigger. If the business on a bank holiday completely shuts down, similar to a Sunday. Now on a Saturday I've still got office open until 3 and I've got an engineer that's dealing with reactive works. Then on a Sunday, nobody's in on a Sunday, but it's not an issue because if a boiler does go down or if there is an issue, we're there next day. Well, bank holidays, that's where they can cause an issue because the full team are off. Fortunately, breakdowns generally don't happen this time of year, so we should be okay. But what I may need to do, as service plans get bigger and bigger, bonus my engineers or a engineer to come in on a bank holiday, or at least or have a day off, like substitute that bank holiday for a day that they want and then pay them to come in as well. So at least I've got some coverage, and it'd just be on an on-call basis. We wouldn't need to stack the diary, but just so we are covered. I always do it. That's what I do on a bank holiday. If there's an issue, I'll deal with it. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why bank holidays can be a pain and frustrating for us, because everything shuts down. I'm just going to get these vans, Paul. Right, so I'll get these and then come back. The frustration is it's not being able to do the job. It's just ring us. If you think it's not going to be right, ring me. Don't leave a customer, because that to the wrong person would have been 1-star review. Yeah, look how they've left it. Could have been posted on social media. Looks.
Well, not only that, that to me seems like basic stuff.
It is.
It's basic. It's like me putting a plug on a wire. It just seems like so basic.
Yeah.
How can you mess that up?
I tell you what, the more vans we had on the road,
The more you're going to have to stay.
the more headache there'll be. The more, well, we're sort of just bringing people in, aren't you? And that's what you're dealing with.
It's good that we do the courtesy call, though, isn't it?
Yeah, because what we used to do, so one problem that we've got customers that are set up on service plans, right, but then these customers might want a job that's not included in the plan. Yeah, but we've got the direct debit details, so what our system does automatically, we'll just whip money out of their account after 3 days of us raising an invoice. But we've done that before, and the job's not been right, and then that looks terrible, doesn't it?
Yeah, taking.
Or, let's say we've done an invoice for £3,000, we've got the direct debit details, and let's say a home care customer's had a new boiler, and then it's whipped £3,000 out of their account without knowing. That doesn't go down well. No. So now, Sue, every morning, will ring and just make sure that they're happy. First of all, happy with the job, and then happy to take payment. And then we also do same with all boiler installations now. We'll not even send an invoice unless we've spoke to the customer, made sure that the job's 100%. this first setup is mint, isn't it? Right, pal, good afternoon, sir. Welcome to Long Life. One of these vans? Come in and start some personal guys and you can have them. Come on. Good setup here now, isn't it?
Well, lad.
Alright.
We're recording inside.
Right, so you're going to take this van.
Yeah.
You take this van back. Don't crash it. And me and Paul will take one of them each. Convoy job. No, that's not ours. We've got another one, but I'm not taking it yet. And that's 2 more vans added to our mini fleet, and the team is really coming together. I think it was over 12 months ago that I give a team update, but this is how it's looking now. Aside from myself, we've got Scott, Luke, Dan, Aaron, Connor, Stuart, Warren, Matt and Pete, Dave, Dylan, Dan, Edward and Theo, Louise, Sue, Joanne, Catherine, not to forget Ronnie and Ralph. We've now got 12 vans on the road completing jobs daily. I mean, it was only October 23, about 18 months ago, where we were absolutely buzzing with our 5 vans that we did £1 million in sales. Since then, we've acquired BHE, we've since taken over Glaster, we've put them into the fold, and now we're on track to do between 2.2 and 2.5 million this year, which again, turnover isn't everything, but it's a good idea that we're heading in the right direction, and most importantly, we're now making a healthy profit. And we've done this with our own private customers, no big contracts, no working for builders, housing associations, estate agents, just our own solid, loyal customer database. Converted as many as we can onto our service plans, so we've got residual income all year round. So it's a much safer place, it's more recession proof, which I've spoke about in other videos. And we continue to organically grow month on month. It's building every month, but it's nothing too crazy. We're not putting 10, 15 vans on the road after a big contract. It's just steady growth year on year. Looking ahead, it's simple. We just need to keep doing what we do best and we'll get there. I keep telling the girls in the office, it's only a matter of time before there's 20 vans on the road. But as a business, we do need to improve. Better stock control, better van management, job efficiency, systems, processes, and most importantly, me as a business owner and a leader, mentally I need to be in a different space. But I'm looking forward to it. We'll get stuck in, and one way or another, we will make it happen. That being said, there may be a point mentally where I hit my limit. For some business owners, it might be 5 vans, 10 vans, 50 vans. But right now, I feel good. I feel growth is essential for creating more opportunities for your team, more business opportunities, and I'm looking forward to it. I feel if you're not pushing forward, you stood still, and that's not where I want to be. On that note, that's the end of this video. I hope everybody gets through summer okay, still profitable, make money through summer. You shouldn't be losing money through summer. If you are quiet, look to be better for next season, get more organised, because before you know it, it'll be September, October, and everyone will be flying again. Let's go.